So the last thing that I want to include in my series of circuits, all right, is the posterior chain circuit. So like I talked about earlier, the posterior chain really is, in easily terms, hamstrings, glutes, and back, all right, that erector spinae. Those are things that we don't address too much, or that you may miss if you don't come in here too often, that we tend to program in, all right, that end up, you injure your hamstrings a lot, you may pull a glute, or you may injure your low back, and those are very common injuries in sports. So the more often that we pay attention to these and strengthen these muscles that don't get too much attention to, the less you will get injured. So first exercise here is going to be the elevated RDL. RDL basically stands for Romanian deadlift. All right, so I'm gonna find two benches, maybe two boxes that have the same height, that has a hole in the middle where I can put the weight and be able to do the exercise by going through that hole. So basically I'm gonna step up here. All right, my dumbbell's right down there. Again, it doesn't have to be a dumbbell. It can be anything that weighs a certain amount of weight. That's anything that's less than 50 pounds, anything that's over about 10 pounds. That's gonna force you down. It's gonna put some stress on your body. So all I'm gonna do here is keep the dumbbell right about at pelvic height, slightly bend my knees just like that, and all I'm gonna do, shove my butt back and hide my chest from whoever is in front of me. Hide my chest, keeping my knees bent. I'm not squatting them anymore. I come all the way down till I feel a great stretch, all right, a great contraction of my hamstring, and then I fire right back up like that. All right, slight bend of the knees. My knees are not changing height or depth at all during this time. The only thing that's changing is my hips going into full flexion and to full extension. So hips going to full flexion, my back is coming down, my back is neutral, I'm ripping my shoulder blades back, coming all the way down, feeling a contraction, snapping up to hip extension. All right, you're gonna do 3 sets of 8 there. Next thing we got is hip thrust with shoulders elevated. All right, you can do this without a dumbbell, you can do this with a dumbbell. All right, basically all it is I'm sitting down anywhere where I can put my shoulder blades on something like this. All right, I'm gonna grab a weight if I have one. If I don't, all I'm doing is having my elbows and my shoulder blades rest here. All right, hands where they're comfortable. All right, I'm exploding my hips up just like that. All right, so what I wanna focus on is how fast you can drive those hips up and clench your glutes, your hamstring, and your lower back at the top. So I drive up, 1, 2, drop. All right, if I have a weight, what I can do here, all right, is sit comfortably and basically make sure you're anchored into somewhere so you don't fall. Drive up, 1, 2, hold, slow back down. All right, just like that. Drive up, 1, 2, hold, right back down like that. All right, this is gonna be really good for those who need to grow their glutes, need to get a good stretch or a good contraction in your glutes there. Perfect exercise right there. Last exercise is slider leg curls. All right, at Sarge or at some gyms you may see these. All these really are is furniture movers. All right, they're not anything really specific to a strength and conditioning facility. So maybe you can get these on Amazon, but if not, you can use towels, and on a hardwood floor, as long as they can move, you can still use those. Okay, so what I'm doing here, lying down on my back, digging my heels into the towels or the slider curls that I have here. All right, so what you want to do the whole time is be able to create a hole in the turf. Imagine that, creating a hole in the turf with your heels in the ground. So I put my hands right here, lying all the way down. I'm gonna shove my hips up just like that. All right, slow, count to 3 seconds out. Both feet together like that. At the very bottom, my butt and my hips are still off the ground, and then I fast in, just like that. All right, bring your heels all the way into your butt. Slow out, 1, 2, 3, fast, up like that. All right, and that's mainly working on your hamstrings, but you're still getting a good exercise for your glutes and for your back. So again, posterior chain circuit, elevated RDL, finding 2 boxes, finding a weight so you can get all the way down past floor level, going through it, and then back up. Hip thrust with shoulders elevated, making sure you find somewhere where you can lock that in, lock something into a wall, put your shoulder blades on, fast throwing those hips up, getting a good contraction at the top, then come back down. And then last thing is the slider leg curls. All right, again, making sure those hips stay high the whole time, counting the 3 Mississippi on the way out, and then exploding those legs back in to your butt just like that. All right, and that's a posterior chain circuit.